What year does a person have to be born to be considered old?
Probably anything before 2000.
Hi.
It probably sounds ridiculous. I'm in my early 30s, but I'm already stressed about the thought of aging. I have this fear of the sand timer above my head and like my relevancy just slipping away with every single year. As you get older, your voice becomes less important. You're expected to change how you dress. You don't just completely have a personality transplant the day that you get your pension. J-Lo is in her 50s now. Jennifer Aniston is in her 50s. And if I think about when I was a kid, what it meant to be a 50-year-old, it's very different to what it is to be a 50-year-old in 2024. They're not allowed to look older. We praise them because it's like, oh my gosh, she looks so good for her age. Well, why can't she just look good? Like, so much of it stems from the male gaze. It's a complete clusterfuck. I was shopping the other day and this woman served me, I'm guessing she's in her mid-50s, and I nearly was like, oh my god, like, you look amazing. Have you had Botox? I want to know your practitioner so that when I'm your age, I can look as good as you look. Hands up, like, I've started a savings account for my facelift. Like, I'm not against the idea of doing these things myself.
What is a facelift?
Oh, a couple of grand. But this is the thing. It's like, are you going to Turkey? You'd get it cheaper. Why am I saving to future-proof my face? There's bigger, more important things in life. And yet I do still have this little pot of money that I'm like, can't touch that.
And how old are you?
I'm 32. We live in a very youth-obsessed world. You've got all these 30 under 30 lists. If you're over 30, you're like, oh my god, am I past it? People are starting to get Botox from the age of 18, which really shows how deeply this issue runs. You're not allowed to age as a woman. And we're seeing all these studies about how filler doesn't fully dissolve, it can just migrate. There's pressure to partake in tweakments that we don't even know the full outcome of yet. Wealth and class comes into like everything, whether we like it or not. The same is true for aging. If you've got a stable income, you're obviously going to have a better life in old age, but working, what is that going to look like? How's my life going to be?
Do you have a retirement fund or just a facelift
Do I
fund?
have a retirement fund? This is what I mean, my priorities are completely screwed. I feel like old age needs a PR makeover in a lot of ways. With this, I am going to be having a sleepover in a later living community full of incredible retirees. Let's go. It's very regal, actually. I've got some work to do. Off I go. How old are you now?
I'm 70.
74,
77,
77,
62.
67.
But how old do you feel?
I feel very young.
I don't feel 77.
I feel 40,
I feel about 18. I don't feel any older.
but I know there's evidence from outside that I'm getting old.
I just feel that I'm alive. That's how I feel.
My hair's dead straight. I had to do it up in rags.
My mother said when I took photographs, I was like a tart. This is my first wedding day. This is me actually when I was 19. 30 at the Savoy, 30 at Art College.
This picture is when I was 33 years old. When I was younger, we didn't really do things for my birthday, so I promised myself I was always going to be doing something.
Probably somebody over 30.
I thought that 30 was it.
When somebody got to 30, my word, that was very old. We thought that was very old.
When I was younger, I would say the age 14, and my mum told me her age, I was just overwhelmed. I thought she was just an old person. But irritating with their limps and their bad eyes.
I don't particularly like that sign that shows old people bent over.
The roadside.
Yes, there's a lot of us that don't go around like that.
Still think there's a bias towards men in business. I wanted to be a doctor, and there's only 1 in 10 women were accepted as doctors. All the things there were for us to do was teachers training, a secretary, that's the choices we had. There's a huge amount of job availability now. But on the other hand, you can be hired and fired very quickly these days. You can be golden girl one day and discarded the next.
IVF was only just beginning to come in. The age for adoption was very much younger. Well, you're too old to adopt. At 30, mums didn't have babies at 40. They were looking at watches and saying, well, your time clock is ticking. Isn't it about time you had children?
I wasn't sure whether I wanted children. I was enjoying myself. And then I thought long and hard about it. It wasn't driven by biology. It was a very concerted decision. But anyway, at 33, I finally succumbed. And now, gosh, well, I wouldn't be without them. I mean, I adore them. I don't know how I did it, but I did, and we all did. I was so tired when you got small children.
It frightened me really. Every birthday was a big problem for me. I don't think I was ever scared of getting old. I'm not scared of dying. My father died when I was 11. My mother was into spiritualism. When my brother died, I had a message. I do believe there is life after death.
Wow, I don't like it.
I'd rather look like I looked like 50 years ago.
Not look in the mirror too much.
As you know that you're getting older, you're not going to fit in that size 8 dress anymore. Your muscles are not the same as when you was 21.
Sometimes it sort of creeps up on you and you suddenly think, oh, when did that happen?
Do look after your skin. Hopefully, by the time you get there, your skin will look okay.
I wish I'd put more suntan lotion on my face because I've had skin cancer back in the days. Nobody sort of thought about it.
My daughter's into that. I think that's sort of destructive of your beautiful features. There's a lot of, what are they called? These influencers. Images become incredibly important, which I don't think it was in our day.
I think we do have a lot of pressure. Men expect us to be young all the time, and sometimes that makes us very vulnerable.
I wouldn't worry about your wrinkles at 30. I don't believe in face jobs. I walked around Hollywood once and all the women have got the lips out here and they look like clones. It's all got to collapse at some point.
Look at self in the mirror and see how wonderful you look. See how marvelous you're created. Be happy how you're shaped. Be happy with your size, everything. Once you've got your clothes and you've combed your hair and that, you should be happy. You shouldn't worry about how somebody else wants you to look. You'll never be satisfied with life if you look at somebody's opinion.
People sort of say, oh, I don't think I should wear that. That's far too young for me.
I don't think I've changed, really. I wear whatever I want. I wear what I like. People can bring you down and make you feel old, but it's for you yourself to have that choice. And I like to be around where younger people are, and I don't like negativity. Why should you suppress yourself? Let yourself go, because, that's who you are. This is what I'm saying. This is who you are from the beginning. If you like certain things, if you like colour, why not wear it? Yeah.
The darker moments, what have you learned from those tough times?
When I lost my husband, the first few weeks, I could have easily climbed into a bottle.
We've lost husbands, houses, friends. When you've been with someone for 47 years,
it's a big hole.
Very, very hard to adapt.
People do stop inviting you to things.
You change the dynamics. There's 2 women and 1 man.
You've got to go out and find it and like-minded people.
You always have to plan. Keeping busy and seeing people, having coffee, having a laugh, they all help.
Lots of people turn around and say to you, well, if there's anything you need, just let me know. But it's the people that actually turn up on your doorstep and say, do you want to come for a walk? Here's something to eat.
What would you say is your best piece of advice when it comes to relationships?
Be patient and wait. There is somebody out there for everyone. It's in time. What today is for you, tomorrow is for someone else. But never let nobody, a friend or anyone, push you into a relationship, because that doesn't last. Your turn will come.
I went out with a lot of boys before I married who played games. And I think because I lost my father when I was young, I'd never really had a father figure in my life. And my husband was very solid. He didn't play games. If he said he was going to meet me in the pub at 10 o'clock, he met me at 10 o'clock. It's too easy to look for this perfect love thing and then, because you feel you haven't got it, to divorce and separate. Because marriage goes through different times. When you have children and, one of you loses a job, you've got to be there to support one another. And he's always been like my best friend.
To me, looks aren't important. I've learned that kindness, gentleness, affection, all those things are much more important.
Well, for me, somebody who can cook, somebody who can wash, somebody who can clean. That's a good partner.
To begin with, I don't think I could be sotted in love. I think that grew into it. The first couple of years was probably me banging doors. We had to work at it.
I'm still in the dating game. I go out, I'm attracted to a lot of men, but they're not looking for the same things I'm looking for. And when I tell them my age, they think I haven't got the get up and go, but I do, because I'm out doing my own thing. Because if not, you just sit down and do nothing. Age it's just a number.
If you could rewrite anything, is there something that you would change?
I went straight from home to married, and my mother warned me that I shouldn't do that, but she's always right.
What did she warn you not to do?
Not to get married. She said, you're too young.
How old were you?
20. And I was divorced at 30, so she was right there. I didn't want to be tied down. I was too young. I was too bored. That wasn't very good. I then lived with somebody else for 15 years, but that was great fun, but it wasn't right at all. I don't think I'm a very good role model for relationships.
I think it sounds like you've lived and loved
I have.
a lot, which is
well, I suppose,
which
yeah.
is great.
Don't be afraid to get out of it when you think don't keep hanging on to it. If you think a relationship is not good, it's not going well, get out of it.
You know, when you have children growing up, certain things happen, but I have to pray, persevere and hold on. And I know that tomorrow is going to be brighter. Anything starts has to finish. So even if you drop tears, you know that you can dry them up and tomorrow will be changed.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
You can survive. You think you're never going to get through something, you're going to go under. And you do temporarily, but you come back again even stronger. This is the best part of my life, and that sounds weird. But when you're growing up, when you're young, you're worried about relationships. Will you meet the right person? Someone's let you down. You worry about your body image, the job, will you get the promotion? Now, I've got nothing to prove. Take every opportunity that you're given. Don't try and shy away from anything. Do what you want to do. Try not to let anyone dictate to you.
There's all sorts of stories. You'll never know if you don't ask.